Hi everyone, welcome again to a new session of the AWS. So in this session, I will explain you about some important question which is asked in AWS Solution Architect examination. So are you looking for any certification of AWS or you want to become Solution Architect? Then this session is very much important for you. So with question and answer, I will explain in detail how and why the answer is this. So if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing and pressing bell icon for more updates. Let's begin with AWS Solution Architect Associate Level Question Set 1. So whenever we are talking about AWS Solution Architect, the question comes from each and every element. So you have to prepare each and every features in detail. So let's begin with first question, which is in Amazon EC2 container service component, what is the name of logical grouping of container instance on which we can place tasks? Answer is cluster. So why it is cluster? Let me explain in detail. So Amazon EC2 contains several components. First is cluster. A cluster is a logical grouping of container instances that we can place task on. A container instance is an Amazon EC2 instance that is running the Amazon EC as agent and has been registered into a cluster. A task definition is a description of an application that contains one or more container definitions. Scheduler is a method used for placing tasks on container instances. A service is an Amazon ECS service that allows us to run and maintain specified number of instances of a task definition simultaneously. Task is an initiation of task definition that is running on a container instance. A container is a Linux container that was created as a part of task. Because of that, the answer is cluster. Let's begin with second question. So in the context of AWS support, why must an EC2 instance be unreachable for 20 minutes rather than allowing customers to open tickets immediately? The answer, because most reachability issues are resolved by automated process in less than 20 minutes. So, explanation, an EC2 instance must be unreachable for 20 minutes before opening a ticket because most reachability issues are resolved by automated process in less than 20 minutes and will not require any action on the part of customer. If the instance is still unreachable after this time frame has passed, then we should open a case this support. Question number 3 is, what is the placement group in Amazon EC2? Answer, it is a group of EC2 instances within a single availability zone. Explanation, a placement group is a logical grouping of instances within a single availability zone. So, answer will fit into it. Question number 4, if you are migrating an internal server on your DC to an EC2 instance with EBS volume, our server or your server disk usage is around 500 GB, so you just copied all your data to a 2 TB disk to be used with AWS import or export. Where will the data be imported once it is arrived at Amazon? Answer, S3 bucket with 2 objects of 1 TB. Explanation, an import to Amazon EBS will have different result depending on whether the capacity of your storage device is less than or equal to 1 TB or greater than 1 TB. The maximum size of an Amazon EBS snapshot is 1 TB. So if the device image is larger than 1 TB, the image is chunked and stored on Amazon S3. The target location is determined based on the total capacity of the device, not the amount of data on the device. Question number 5. An edge location refers to which Amazon Web Service? An edge location, the location of the data center used for the Amazon CloudFront. So, explanation is Amazon CloudFront is a content distribution network, a content delivery network or content distribution network, that is CDN, is a large distributed system of servers deployed in a multiple data center across the world. The location of the data center used for CDN is called edge location. Amazon CloudFront can catch a static content at each edge location. This means that our popular static content will be available at a nearby edge location for the browsers to download with low latency and improve performance for viewers. Catching popular static content with Amazon CloudFront also helps us to offload the request for such files from our origin server. CloudFront serves the cached copy when available and only makes a request to our origin server if the edge location receives MNG. The browser request does not have a copy of the file. Question number 6. Your supervisor has asked you to build a simple file synchronization service for your department. He does not want to spend too much money and he wants to be notified of any changes to files by email. What do you think would be the best Amazon service to use for the email solution? Answer: Amazon SES. Why it is so? So let's understand in explanation. So file changing notification can be sent via email to users following the resources with the Amazon simple email service, that is Amazon SES. It's an easy to use, cost effective email solution. Question number 7. You need to import several hundred megabytes of data from a local Oracle database to an Amazon RDS DB instance. What does AWS recommend you to use to accomplish this? Definitely Oracle Data Pump. Let's understand in explanation how you import data into an Amazon RDS DB instance depends on the amount of data you have and the number and variety of database objects in your database. For example, if you can use Oracle SQL Developer to import a simple 20 MB database, you want to use Oracle Data Pump to import complex databases or databases that are several hundred megabytes or several terabytes in size. Because of that, Oracle Data Pump is best recommended by Amazon. Which of the following is true of Amazon EC2 security group? So in this question, you will get several options. Out of here, I have selected or I have listed here the accurate one or the right answer. So the answer is you can modify the rules for a security group at any time. So explanation: a security group acts as a virtual firewall that controls the traffic for one or more instances. When you launch an instance, you associate one or more security groups with the instance. You add rules to each security groups that allow traffic to or from its associated instance. You can modify the rules for a security group at any time. The new rules are automatically applied to all instances that are associated with the security group. Question number 9. In Amazon EC2, partial instance hours are built. Answer is as full hours. Partial instances hours are built to the next hours. Question number 10. Can you specify the security group that you have created for a VPC when you launched an instance in EC2 Classic? Answer is no. So basically it's yes or no type question. So you have to select no. Why? So if you are using EC2 Classic, you must use security groups created specifically for EC2 Classics. When you launch an instance in EC2 Classics, you must specify security group in the same region as the instance. You can specify a security group that you have created for a VPC when you launch an instance in EC2 Classic. Question number 11. Which of the below mentioned option is not available when an instance is launched by auto-scaling and EC2 Classics? So out of 4, the one is right, that is Elastic IP. Why? Because auto-scaling supports both EC2 Classic and EC2 VPC. When an instance is launched as a part of EC2 Classics, it will have the public IP and DNS as well as the private IP and DNS. Question number 12. In DynamoDB, could you use IAM to grant access to Amazon DynamoDB resources and API action? Definitely yes, because Amazon DynamoDB integrates with AWS identity and access management. You can use AWS IAM to grant access to Amazon DynamoDB resources and API actions. To do this, you first write an AWS IAM policy, which is a document that explicitly lists the permission you want to grant. You then attach the policy to an AWS IAM user or a role. Question number 14. Which of the following AWS CLI command is syntactically correct? So out of 4, this one is correct, that is $AWS SNS publish topic ARNWS. So this option is right because out of the listed questions there is some error. So why it is right? Because the following CLI command is missing in first, that is hyphen, which is already mentioned in first example. So because of that, this one is syntactically incorrect because hyphen is missing before message. Rest all is right. Question number 15. An online gaming site asks you if you can deploy a database that is fast, highly scalable, NoSQL database service in AWS for a new site that he wants to build. Which database should you recommend? Definitely Amazon DynamoDB, because Amazon DynamoDB is ideal for database application that requires very low latency and predictable performance at any scale but don't need complex query capability like joins or transactions. Amazon DynamoDB is a fully managed NoSQL database service that offers high performance, predictable throughput and low cost. It's also very much easy to set up, operate and scale with Amazon DynamoDB. You can start small, specify the throughput and storage you need and easily scale your capacity requirements on the fly. Amazon DynamoDB automatically partitions data over a number of servers to meet your request capacity. In addition, DynamoDB automatically replicates your data synchronously across multiple availability zones within AWS region to ensure high availability and data durability. Question number 16. What does the following policy of Amazon EC2 do? That is statement affect AI, actions and resources. So answer is allow users to use actions that start with the stripe overall the EC2 resources. Why? Because we can use IAM policy to control the actions that our users can perform against our EC2 resources. For instance, a policy with the following statement will allow user to perform actions whose name start with the stripe against all your EC2 resources, that is statement affect, which is again allowing us to actions EC2 describe resources. Question number 17. You want to use AWS Import or Export to send data from your S3 bucket to several of your branch office. What should you do if you want to send 10 storage units to AWS? Answer. Make sure you will submit a separate job request for each device. Why? Because when using Amazon Import or Export, a separate job request needs to be submitted for each physical device even if they belong to the same import or export job. Question number 18. After setting up several database instances in Amazon Relational Database Service, that is Amazon RDS, you decide what you need to track the performance and health of your database. How can you do this? Answer. All of the items listed will track the performance and health of a database. Because Amazon Relational Database Service, that is Amazon RDS, is a web services that makes it easier to set up, operate and scale a relational database in the cloud. It provides cost-efficient, resizable capacity for industry standard relational database and manages common database administration tasks. There are several ways you can track the performance and health of the database or a DB instance. You can use the free Amazon Cloud Watch service to monitor the performance and health of DB instance. Subscribe to Amazon RDS events to be notified when changes occur with a DB instance, DB snapshots, DB parameter group or DB security group. View, download or watch database log files using the Amazon RDS console or Amazon RDS API. We can also query some database log files that are loaded into database tables. Use the AWS CloudTrail service to record AWS calls made by our AWS account. The calls are recorded in log files and stored in an Amazon S3 bucket. Question number 19. Select a true statement about Amazon EC2 security group, that is EC2 Classics. So after we launch an instance in EC2 Classics, we cannot change its security group because after we launch an instance in EC2 Classic, we can't change its security group. However, we can add rules to or remove rules from a security group, and those changes are automatically applied to all the instances that are associated with the security group. Question number 20. A user is planning to launch a scalable web application. Which of the following below mentioned options will not affect the latency of the application? Answer is availability zone. In AWS, the instance size decides the input or output characteristics. The provisions IOPS ensures higher throughput and lower latency. The reason does affect the latency. Latency will always be less when the instance is near to the end user. Within a region, the user uses any agent, and this does not affect the latency. The agent is mainly for fault tolerance or HA. So this is all about some question which is listed or importantly asked in each and every organization. I will definitely prepare one or two more sets on solution architect associate level question and answer certifications. Hope this will help you to crack an interview or to get more score on your certification. If you really think so, this is very much helpful. Consider pressing thumbs up button and subscribing to the channel for the more updates. Thank you for watching.